Hi everyone, it's rare that I get a chance to combine passions, but my love of LinkedIn today meets my love for the TV show Severance, which is on Apple TV+. And I recently discovered that Lumon Industries, which is the company at the center of the Severance TV drama, has their own LinkedIn page. So I thought I'd take a quick look at this as a way of giving you an example of what a company page looks like on LinkedIn and maybe give you some ideas for something that you could do to promote your own business. Now, this isn't a fully fledged company page. Instead, it is a showcase page, which is something that branches off from a main company page. But most of the feature set is very, very similar. So effectively, you're looking at a company page here. So what has Lumon Industries, or whoever set it up, created for themselves? Well, first of all, who did set this up? As it's a showcase page, it must branch off from something else. Well, you can see when you look on desktop or over on the right-hand side of the screen, you can see what other pages Lumon Industries is affiliated with. And Red Hour Films, who I guess are associated with making the show, seems to be the parent company page of this. And that has only a handful of employees listed. So someone there, presumably, is behind this page. Anyway, back to the Lumon Industries page. We have a company profile photo. Company page profile photos are separated from normal personal profile photos in that they show up on LinkedIn as square images rather than circular ones. And they've used the Lumon logo. They've chosen black, even though we tend to see Lumon in blue. So I'm not quite sure what the choice was, because anyone who's watched the show will know that color choices are important and everything has a meaning. They've also put the setting of the macro data refinement office in the background as their banner image. Something to note here is that company page banners are basically wider and thinner than normal banners on the personal profile. So personal profile banners have a ratio of 4 across to 1 down, so a 4-to-1 ratio. Company banners to render properly have a slightly odd ratio of 5.9 across to 1 down. So however tall your banner is, it should be 5.9 times as wide. A bit of a technical point there, but if you don't want things to be cut off, then make sure that everything is kind of centralized. But if you follow that ratio, then nothing will be cut off at all. Now, I'm following this page. You can see that button confirming that I'm following them. But I've also clicked Lumon's bell to show the double bell symbol. If I click that now, by default, when you follow a company page, it will have this setting, which is most relevant, which means that some of that company page's content will show up in your feed when you're browsing LinkedIn. For me, as a super fan of the show, I want to see everything that Lumon do, and therefore I've selected this top option, all, and if I click save, that goes back to this 2-bell appearance, and it should mean that every time that Lumon posts, I should get that post appearing in my feed and get notified about that content. They have set their headline, so when you edit a company page, you have the equivalent of a strapline that you can enter. Now, this uses the old headline limit that used to apply to personal profiles. That used to be 120 characters for personal profiles. It's 220 now for personal profiles. But for company pages, that limit was never changed. And therefore, this opening statement is at most 120 characters. And wouldn't you know it, they've used exactly 120 characters to create this. When you create a company page, which incidentally, if you want to do, you would look up in the For Business menu in the top right corner on desktop here. And the bottom option there is Create a Company Page. Creating a company page is actually relatively quick and easy and has a host of benefits that it offers you, which I'm not going to go into now. But when you do create a company page, you need to specify what area you work in. They've specified biotechnology. The real story behind Lumon Industries in the show isn't yet clear, but that gives us a hint at what they're all about. We can see their follower count here. LinkedIn now also shows some of your common connections who might be following the page, because maybe this is an opportunity for you to have more conversations with some people in your network through a shared industry or some kind of topic that you're both interested in. So, for example, I see that you follow this company page. Let me know what you think of them, or let's chat about them, or have you worked for them before? Lumon has turned on the ability to receive messages. This is a relatively new feature so that company pages can receive messages just in the same way that individual profiles can. I have sent a message to Lumon to offer my services to them, and it does mean that the company page cannot send a message to anyone it wants, but it can reply to people who send messages to it. So by me taking the onus and sending them a message, they can reply to me, hopefully staying in character, but we'll see what happens with that. A little bit further down, we see an overview, and I would have liked to see this actually written as if it were coming direct from Lumon, instead of kind of breaking the fourth wall and saying, this is related to a TV show that's streaming. But anyway, in this space, this statement can be up to 2,000 characters. So it's kind of similar to the about statement on personal profiles, which can go up to 2,600. In this case, it goes to 2,000, and it tells you a little bit more about the business. If I switch over to the about page, that's kind of a repeat of the overview statement. There's also a link out to the website. If you click on this, it will take you to the Apple TV app if you've got a Mac. Otherwise, it will take you to the Apple website where you can see what other shows are on, not just Severance. It lists the company size as 10,001 plus employees. So I think that's a bit tongue-in-cheek, because I'm not sure that really relates to this specific business. But you can set the company size to pretty much whatever you want. And then, of course, you've got the post section, and most company pages don't really post very much. Or if they do, they tend to post things that are really quite boring. This one is full of personality. It's very much clear that the posts that are made from this feed appear to be coming from this fictional company. They've posted a couple of videos recently. They've pointed towards this book, because in the show there's a book that's mentioned. They've even gone and created the first 8 chapters of that on Apple Books, which is impressive. And just everything that kind of follows the lore of this show is being represented here. I suppose it's easy to do when you've got some kind of backstory and a load of rabid fans who are desperate for clues about what's happening in this show, which explains why this content is wildly popular. You wouldn't expect most company page content to be anywhere near as popular as this. I've been keeping an eye on the page numbers in the last few days. It's gone up about 6,000 or 7,000 followers in a couple of days. So people are now discovering this page and really following it because of the show. You'll see as well that the kinds of posts that are being made get categorized with these tabs, similar to the personal profile as well. So if you just want to see the videos, you can tab to that and look through and take a look. So that's just an example of a relatively simple showcase page that's affiliated to a bigger company page. Go and take a look, especially if you're a fan of the show. And if you've got any questions about setting up your own company page, or how you can make best use of it, or what those benefits are that I kind of alluded to earlier, then do drop me a line, and have a great day. Praise Kia.